What's happening, family? L.A.R movement still moving. Different topic, different topics today. This one's gonna be dealing with depression or rough days or whatever you want to call it. Uh, I've been trying to figure out how to talk about this. Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't know. Everybody's not gonna have a perfect life, a perfect day, a perfect weekend, and sometimes things are not in the cards for you. Situations may not pan out your way. That's not depression. That's just life. What I'm talking about is when you get yourself in a situation where you have you're not even you don't want to be around people no more. You don't want to be in society. You don't want to. Some people you don't even want to live. I mean, there's ways to deal with it. And a lot of times they say, go out and talk to somebody. And I gotta admit, like, it sounds good, but everybody doesn't have people to talk to. That's just the truth. Like, it is what it is. So for the people who don't have people to talk to, sometimes you gotta talk yourself off the edge, the ledge, the cliff, whatever. But instead of being introverted, you don't necessarily have to be like extroverted because you be faking. But what you can be is focused. Like, it's a way to redirect energy of any emotional state into something that diverts your attention and wastes the time. Because if you sit there by yourself introverted and you really don't know how to get yourself out of a situation you're in, then you find yourself just running through the same negative thought patterns over and over and over and over and over again, which are not going to really get you nowhere. So the thing about it is, do something. I mean, if you have, like, some people have old hobbies, like some people stop doing things that they used to do. Some people pick up new things. Like me, for instance, by the way, I ain't doing no damn commercial, but whatever the hell this is, it's all right with me. Um, I garden now. I'm building a garden in my backyard. Housework, roof work, starting to. I know how to work on cars. I just don't. You know, sometimes reading. I work out as is. Um, I used to do batting cages a lot. I'm thinking about, every now and then taking a sports car driving class or whatever, so I can do the little J turns and all that stuff. But you have to divert that energy into something else. I'm not talking about me being depressed, not really, but I'm just saying. Um, because I've been in situations where, I mean, at times I even had to talk myself back to being positive, and I had to talk some friends back to being positive. But sometimes you you might not have anybody to talk to. You might not open up and trust yourself with being vulnerable like that to another human being. Seeing that, if you feeling down, you might not want anybody to know. And sometimes pride could drive you to focus harder on doing things, and sometimes pride could drive you downwards because it'll make you just put a bunch of extra excess pressure on yourself that you don't really need. So, and I talk about it because, say, when we talk, for the most part, with adults, it's one thing. But I focus right now on younger kids because a lot of these kids are really depressed. Like, you can't say kids have no way to express themselves without being shut down. You gotta shove that down because nobody will listen to no kid. Kids, you don't get to artistically get it out because you don't have the art programs we used to. I didn't really have art programs when I was in high school, so I really can't say we used to. But you don't have the encouragement to do things that are outside the box, building things, growing things, creating things mechanically. We don't have the mentors that we used to have that could show us a different occupation, a different side of life, a different side of success, or not necessarily success, but just a different path to take. So it causes these kids to, be upset and then be sad and lash out because you can't, because we got to admit as a society, we're really throwing our kids to the wolves. It is what it is. Because I remember I graduated from college. I got my degree or whatever, so you graduate, you get your degree, yeah. But I remember my plan wasn't to graduate college because I felt like if I was going to go, I was going to graduate. I wasn't going to make up no dumb excuse why I couldn't just go to school for 4 years. That was stupid. My plan was actually to graduate with little to no student loan debt, which I actually did. Now, the thing about that is, it made me a little bit more responsible than other people, but I could still see how other people were into the college life and they were living and loving and partying and drinking and getting high, etc., etc., etc. But they got increasingly anxious when it was closer and closer to graduate, because that was when the real world was going to put them to the test. And some people folded, some people stalled, and the more you see them over time, the more they will revert to being childish and immature. And inside of that, you could see they weren't really their best selves or happy or whatever. And that made them irrational. And the lashing out was because at a certain point, when you hit to a certain point, when you hit 18 and up, even if they don't prepare you for life, they're going to tell you you're an adult, you're grown, you need to figure it out. So it comes a certain part of anger and sadness and distress at the same time, because you see people who weren't prepared for the world thrown out into the world, and it's like an eagle raising a chicken and throwing them out the nest, like, go ahead and fly, and just bah. So, but you got to deal with it, and in part of dealing with it, you're gonna have to sometimes support yourself, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself is probably the most important thing, but you're gonna have to be able to bite down, and when you have those bad days, don't keep it on your mind to the point where you wake up the next morning in the same mood that you went to sleep in, because that's when that snowballs, you're gonna have a big problem on your hands, because you're gonna wake up and not want to be here. You're gonna go to sleep and not want to be here. You're gonna wake up and not want to be. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, why am I here? What am I doing? You know what? I should just end it. And don't take it that far, because it's not worth that. Buy a lotto ticket, hope for the best. I don't know, but yeah, that's my blog on that. Probably shouldn't be talking about this subject with a alcoholic beverage in my hand, because they might anyway. But bye.